that, okay.
Rivers and creeks.
Rivers and creeks.
Shared sorrows and struggles.
Okay, relationships. And by that, I'm gonna write friendships as like a common bond between all kinds of partnerships and other things. So I'm gonna call it friendships. Is there anything else that people want to add to the conversation, ask, reflect, insights? Oh, I can come back on camera. Anything else anyway? Oh wait, I want you to see that. Move all the way up. All right. Well, thank you. That's like such an, I hope you can hear how much I appreciate you guys. Like, for who you are, for you, the UUFT that you created, for the UUFT I get to come back to. Yes?
I think we should put relationship as well as friendship, because I can think of relationships that aren't friendly.
That still have meaning.
True.
Maybe you should have coffee.
Coffee. It definitely needs some sun.
How about wine? Thank you.
Sharing food.
Yes.
Reunions.
Reunion. And I'm going to add meeting. Not meetings. They have their place, but meeting. Yeah.
When you said that, I thought you said needing, like that it's vital to need and be needed.
Ah.
It's something we forget about, and the idea of being a burden, like, is when we carry that really it helps us to help you.
Yes. Would you take your mask off? I'm sorry.
To be needed, and to need. Yeah.
Yes.
Grandparents.
All right, we have filled the board because I didn't know you'd have all these good ideas. I do have a fine tip marker. I could write smaller. But I think now's also a good time to close unless there's something else someone feels like on their heart.
I wanted to ask more about your peregrinations. You went from being a very stable, steady person for many years to wandering about the country. What brought all that about, and has that been satisfactory, and continue with that lifestyle, or what's your future?
One of my friends asked, so do you feel like you've been released? And that's like, yes. Like before, I had a fixed number of weeks of vacation a year, and I spent them going to see my brother, my sister, my mom, my kids, and I left friends off the table. And yeah, so I feel like the effort was in staying in that life, and this is ease. Freedom. Okay, I'll make room for that word. And also to your point, so the Fed gave me, when I was a kid, I was one of those gifted, articulate kids that people repeatedly told me I could be anything, I could do anything, and they just saw a huge potential for me. And instead of giving me comfort, that just created like uncertainty. So when I was a senior in high school, I grew up in Emporia, and I went to I knew one of the admission counselors at Emporia State, and I asked her to give me one of those Strong Campbell interest surveys. And she said, Sylvia, why? You can do anything you want. I said, but what should I do? Like, help me there. So the rest of that little part of the story, which is the big part of my life, is like when I graduated from high school, I was a national merit finalist, but when I graduated from high school, I didn't have a plan to go to college because I couldn't quite work out where I wanted to go or what I wanted to do. But then I got a financial aid package from KU, and I thought, okay, I'll go there. So I called my friend from high school, and we went to KU, and we got an apartment because we were far too late to like get into a dorm or anything. And we rented this little apartment, and I joined ROTC because I was trying to connect to my dad at that time, and he had a strong military history, and I knew that there was some of this was, it's not hard to talk about, but it's emotional. And I knew that he would never meet me where I was, so I would need to meet him where he was. So I joined ROTC in order to learn the language so that I would know about armies, brigades, divisions, and all of that. And through that, because of my grade point average, I was going to be the superior military cadet my freshman year, but I didn't know how to march. So they assigned me to Ed Garvin, who became my first husband, to teach me how to march, and it went a little further, and I got pregnant. And is this what you wanted? But I was so grateful to have like a map and a structure for becoming an adult. I honestly, like, it sounded, it was, I was good. It was happy. It's like, okay, here I am. So I don't remember where we started or why I told you that, but that's a little bit of my story. So structure is something, like external structure is something that I needed because I've had this really diffuse set of interests and energies and curiosities and everything else. And the Federal Reserve Bank was like, here you are. And now you can make enough money to support your kids. So before I started working at the bank, I worked at a little commercial bank, and I made $21,000 a year. And that meant, and I got, Ed, their dad, also a good marching instructor, he provided child support, but I made, and I really wanted to be able to support my kids. So my goal was not to need Ed's money so that I didn't have to be involved in negotiations with him about late money or what the insurance was now or any of that. Like, I just want to, so, so the Fed,
Well, you needed structure in your life, but then later on, when you retired, you had less structure.
yeah, now I've got all the freedom, and I've got the financial thing that was, the structure also gave me security. So, yeah. Oh, I have to tell you this little bit about getting the job at the Fed. So I go in for my interviews, and the guy that was going to hire me, and I already knew he was going to hire me even though I just finished my interview, because he said, so how much are you going to need? I said, well, right now I make $21,000 a year. I'm going to need at least 22. He said, I'm going to pay you 31. Is that all right? So the Fed gave me a chance to say yes to my sons. Like, yes, here's a quarter for a video game. Yes, we can have pizza on Friday night. Yes, we can have a vacation. So I'm eternally grateful to the Fed for all kinds of value that it gave me beyond the economic. But yeah. All right, that's probably enough. Don't we need to close this at some point?
Frank's comment starting with, you were steady and stable, and relaxed, and alive, and still steady and stable.
So what Maria said is that I am still steady and stable, which was the beginning of Frank's question, but now I'm more lit up and alive. Thank you. I feel it too. It's your turn again. Thank you all.
What's the title of that book again?
How to do nothing.
Thank you, Sylvia. That was really wonderful. Such a joy you communicate to all of us. So that concludes our program. I hope you stick around for coffee and conversation. And sign up for the potluck. Yeah, Turkey Day. Yeah, when is that again? A week from today. Yeah. Be here or be square. And hopefully we can get the children. Hopefully we can have the children present. Thank you all.